Hello, you scurrilous scavengers. After a bit of a holiday break, we're back at it again with the Skavenblight All Warhammer Nations game. So let's have a look at turn number 30. A lot of messages this turn. So we've got Voice of Apsu cast, no magic sites found, that's sad. We've got some searches, which didn't find any. Very unfortunate. We have been a bit unlucky with our searches, I would say, although obviously we've got fantastic magic gem income due to the definitely too strong and toned down in the current version of the Skaven finding of warpstone teams. We've got a proclamation from Tilea. This is they're under the control of the AI, and yeah, they've got a new prophet. Got some blood hunters, although we haven't been going really all in on the blood hunting recently because we've had to move our troops around, our forces and mages around to fight with the high elves, and now we're going over the other side to have a look at the lizardmen. But not bad to get a little bit more blood slaves coming in. And then we've got some battles we witnessed, including one that we took place. This was just us killing one of our scouts against the ogres, just to get rid of them. We get attacked by high elves. This is a very small one. Let's watch this one first. So this is just a couple of leftover mages with no gems or anything, but they're sending in 2 lions against us. And because we knew this was going to happen, we thought it might happen. We've got a flame spirit there to cast a fire elemental, but I don't think it'll be needed. The little will-o'-the-wisps he gets for free are in there already doing stuff. So we'll just see how we deal with these. Oh, and he just blasts them with falling fires. Okay, so that's that over, and these will run away now. I presume running off the battlefield to die, because the ogres should have gone and taken their province from them. Here we see Lizardmen attacking Chaos Dwarfs. Not a big fight, but it's worth looking at. This is a probe. The Lizardmen have just sent in one of their commanders. And they were just taking a little look. I think this is the Chaos Dwarfs fort, and they've got just a couple of things here, patrolling a little bit of province defense. These are their sorcerer lords who've fully turned to stone, so they're just holy 3s, but yeah, they've still got them there. We have a battle we see in Storm Woods. This is ogres attacking high elves, so this is just chasing them out of that province that they abandoned, and they didn't even put any province defense in there, so that was easy enough for the ogres. And then we've got a battle in Tilea. So Tilea has gone AI, but Zharr-Naggrund has gone in there. I think this is the storming the fort, so we'll have a little look at this. So, pretty big army. Some things to note that are of interest. We've got some Lamias. They've got Lamia from Tilea. I guess they summoned them up here somehow. I'm not quite sure how that's worked. They've got one of their national heroes, Strykar the Prince of the Swordsvinner. It's very nice. And they've got some of their chosen knights who are incredibly powerful, amazing stats, and they're sacred. And they've got some of their other things. They've got some of their chaos spawn. They've got one of their demons, the Fiend of Slaanesh. I'm just kind of clicking on these so you can have a little look at them. And they've got some of their Forsaken and things here. They've also got a Herald of Slaanesh who's a kind of priestly demon. And then they've got an absolute ton of these very expensive Chosen Warriors. So they've got a very nice army here. They've got a bit of mage support, not a huge amount, but it's easily enough to deal with what Tilea has here. So interestingly, this is a case where, because of a little bit of the weirdness of how the Tilea mod works, you've got this icon just floating here. This is the... Get the right square for it. Is it this one? No. I'm going to click on you. Where are you? Yeah, there you are. This is a college mage contract, so if you are playing as Tilea, you would buy this, and then you get a random college mage. And I've given it just some magic paths because if you buy it in a siege that's then under a fort that's then under siege, then you don't get the mage, and instead you get this icon because he can't transform. Because if you did have an event transforming him over, he would basically be given to the people who are sieging you. So instead of that, they just get the icon. He's not got very good stats, but he does have a bit of magic, so you can do something. But basically, Tilea doesn't stand a chance here. They've got just nowhere near enough stuff to defend this, despite having a bit of raised dead going on. Is that their pretender? Yes. Great Sage. Pretender. Yeah. So this is the end of Tilea. I'll just stand back and put it on very fast. We can see what happens. Okay, so some cool spells coming down there. Gifts from heaven and things. Meteors coming in. but Slaanesh just rolls in there and slaughters them. So what did Slaanesh lose in that battle? Well, nothing very important. Just 3 Daemonettes, some spawns, some horsemen. Yeah, really nothing much at all. And they've taken Tilea's capital, which is great for them. So then we've got some events. Unexpected event in Skavenblight. This is one of our national heroes. Thankwall has turned up, and he's got his Rat Ogre Bodyguard Bone Ripper. So that's cool. He is a very strong Astral Mage that I'll show you in a moment. We've got another Warpstone Seam in Erd. We have a very bad event in Coast Haven. This is another one of these plague events. They're kind of these long event chains of plague and death and disease. And yeah, we've lost 500 population, some gold, and got some unrest. And then this is also very annoying. This is Altdorf, which is a very profitable province for us because it was the province capital of Altdorf, and we took it away. Yeah, minus 80% tax and minus 10 province income permanently. Not great to have that. And then we've got a lot of patrolling, and the Master Druid has left us. The Master Druid was the Nature 1 mercenary, and they've now retired, so they're gone out of the mercenary pool. We discovered an Ogre Scout as well, but that doesn't really matter. So, what are we doing this turn? Well, as you can see, we've now completely defeated the High Elves over here. So, as you can see from all of these arrows, we have a huge amount of stuff that's moving across to fight the Lizardmen. Now, I'm looking at this, the kind of layout of this battle, and I am seeing that the Chaos Dwarfs, while they haven't taken like a terrible loss, are not looking to be in a good position. They've been kicked out of their attack into Lizardman territory, and we have a massive army about to roll in here and fight them. So we'll see how they can do against that. Maybe the Lizardmen will delay it while they do some more stuff with their, I think, fairly considerable research and gems advantage. But ideally, I would have more turns to move stuff into position and do this big kind of alpha striker attack like I did on Altdorf, where it's just it's a player morale devastating attack, and it's also gets me just on the winning foot right from the start. But I think, you know, I told the Chaos Dwarves some turns ago that I would be attacking the Lizardmen as well. I haven't done any of it yet. The Lizardmen have definitely already declared war on me with that stupid probe they did of me with one of their units. Possibly it was a misclick, but I'm taking it as war. And I'm just going to attack them now. I'm not super prepared to do so, but I think it's more interesting for the people watching at home as well if I just get stuck in and start the fight. And if I don't, I'm just going to be kind of faffing around going, oh, is now the right turn to do this? And the longer that goes on for, the more the Lizardmen's big advantage in research is going to be a crushing problem for me, and the more likely they'll have proceeded very well in their war with the Chaos Dwarfs. So I'm just going to attack now for all those reasons. So I'm going to be attacking Elderhill. These are my forces attacking Elderhill. Several mages. I've got these Grey Seers who are sneaking, and the reason I'm having them sneak around behind my forces is because if I don't show any Astral Mages, the Lizardmen may well decide to do a Mind Hunt, and if you've got an Astral Mage there who is sneaking, then they can detect the Mind Hunt and Feeble Mind the mage that cast it on you. So it's kind of a nice little nasty trick we can do. We've got our usual Ratty going along with some gems, and I might give them a couple of Astral Gems in case I need to cast Anti-Magic or something like that. And we've got various mages. We've got some assassins moving in as well. I have given the Black Heart, which turns a stealthy commander into an assassin, to the Spectral Mage, and I've kind of semi-thugged them out. They're quite tough, difficult to take down because they've got Reinvigoration, Anti-Magic, and pretty good protection now. But basically, they're just going to go in to assassinate people, and they're going to use their Death 2 to cast Skelly Spam probably at first, but I may be changing what they've got and changing their equipment slightly. But I want a kind of a premier assassin to go in there for a bit of fun. I've got weapons teams going in. I have a little bit of a shortage of just troops. You can see not a huge amount of troops, just kind of some clan rats and a couple of doom wheels, lots of mages and things, and several assassins to back it up, but just not that many troops. And that could mean that this, if they're patrolling all these forces, it could go wrong. I guess we'll see. We are also attacking down here in Sarin Forest. This is with a very large number of Council Guard, so we're just going to sweep this one fairly easily, and this is showing that we have a Astral Mage. Hopefully they will get away with that and nothing bad will happen to them, but we'll nip in and take that. We've got stealthy troops that already in their territory are going to attack their capital. Now normally that wouldn't be a great idea because we know that it's got high province defense, and obviously it can really lash out. He desperately will defend, or definitely rather, will defend his capital and do stuff. But I don't think he's going to have lots of stuff patrolling his capital. And I think 25 province defense isn't that scary. So my theory is that we could beat the province defense with these troops. Although now looking at what I'm attacking it with, I'm not sure that we would be able to beat their province defense with just this. I mean, we've got a little bit of Vermintide going in. We've got our Sacreds, who are going to be blessed probably because they'll be running in from the back past this person casting Bless. Don't really have very many just basic units to hold them in place, so I'm not sure about that. Could we have anyone else go in and help them? Let's have a look. Well, these are our nearby armies, so I think that's really all we can do is attack there. We could, since we're able to attack this province by moving back this army that's sneaking up here, so we're taking this, we've got a much bigger force of weapons and storm vermin which are more reliable. We could instead use this sneaking force to attack this province, God's Two Mountains. That might be worth doing. I really would like to take their capital offline for one turn, but perhaps I'm just not sending enough stuff, and that's not a very good idea. I think instead of that, yeah, what I am going to do is I'm going to send this force up here, and I'm going to have this force attack here because this looks like it's a they've got a mound fiend there, and I might be able to catch him. So instead of going after their capital, I'm going to be hitting these. And I think ideally I would have enough forces to just knock the province defense on their capital and disable it for one turn, which would be nice and annoying for me to do to them. But I think in this case it's not going to happen. I've got a force moving in here, again, not very strong, slaves and barbarians, and then some flamethrowers and things, but I do have Vermintide casters there as well, so I'm hoping we'll just be able to sweep up this province defense on. This is a blood hunting province where they're patrolling with their militia. So let's just have a quick look at what we've got here. So I think I would instead move back to here, Vermintide, and then bless these guys as they come past. That's fine. Probably be able to take that province. Yeah, so we are attacking a few provinces. It's not nothing. This one is going to be completely disconnected. There's nothing that this army can reach that's not going to be disconnected unless we take this. Yeah, if we take that, which we have an okay chance of doing, then we can get the income from it. But it's by no means a sure thing. Well, let's just see how we do. Meanwhile, we've got a lot of other stuff moving in, which will be reinforcing these various armies. We have a lot of our mages who are up fighting the Dark Elves, and you can see a huge number of assassins with lots of fun equipment are coming in, and they'll be arriving at these various provinces. We've got a fairly large number of mages and things moving in here because there is a lab in this province, and they'll be able to re-equip before they go into battle. And we've got troops sneaking in here. This is lots of rats and fodder. This is kind of what I would have liked to already have up this side, but we didn't really have it in place, so we're moving in now. Yeah, so just lots of stuff moving in to threaten the Lizardmen, take some provinces off them, and generally cause some trouble. I'm kind of YOLOing this to a certain extent. I don't have like a brilliant plan for fighting them. I'm going to be more reactive, and that's partly because I don't know what magic they're going to roll out against me, but I want to have the capability to, for instance, bust out multiple earthquakes in a battle to kill Skink Communions, and I want to surprise them with the number of assassins that they're going to be running into as they try and do a counter-attack on me. So hopefully we'll do that, and yeah, I'm just kind of hoping for a fun war. I don't really, I'm not over planning this. I think if I take ages playing my turns, that would, I wouldn't find that fun. So let's see Thanquol, who we got this turn. I've given him a crystal coin and a Starshine Skullcap just for now, so he's gone from Astral 4 up to Astral 6. So it's very nice to have an Astral 6 caster. He is priest level 3. He's basically a souped up Grey Seer, and he comes with a very cool bodyguard. Here we go. Here's his Rat Ogre bodyguard, who is called Bone Ripper. He's got 3 arms. He's cool. I like the sprite that I did for him. It's kind of an old school style, like almost SNES art sprite. And he's bodyguard 5, so very good bodyguard. Yeah, so it's nice to have Thanquol. I'm not using him yet, but he will be doing some things. And then we've got Skrulk casting some stuff. Do we want to move some things from our capital in so that we can reinforce next turn with them? I think we probably do. Perhaps we could move our boy Tretch here, since we've got Mariska and Thanquol to do our longer term bits and pieces. Yeah, I'll tell you what, let's grab a large number of our Council Guard and just make sure they're there as a reinforcement. So we'll give them to Tretch. Tretch can also have some weapons teams, and let's just send the whole lot. Let's commit plenty of stuff to have some nice, big, juicy battles for you to watch. So yeah, we've got weapons teams and things, and Tretch will slowly move those in, and of course he's an Astral Mage, which is useful for us. Now generally when we're moving around, I'm going to be sneaking because I don't want to reveal that the troops are there. So yeah, hopefully this will become as a bit of a surprise to Lizardmen. I'm sure it's not going to be a complete surprise. Our god is forging an Armour of Souls because I need to have Brazen Vessel and Armour of Souls to get Scroll Cup to Blood 4 so that he can then do various things. So they're going to be not attacking for a turn. And you can see that I'm getting some blood sacrifices going. I've got Mriska doing blood sacrifices here, and I've got some blood sacrifices happening up here with my Prophet, because my Dominion kind of needs to be pushed here for my god to be more useful, flying in and hitting things. I really do want to be fighting in positive Dominion when I can. So yeah, I want to kind of pump up the Dominion here, and I'd like to build temples and things, but I'm just a little bit short of gold this turn because of things like the Altdorf event taking the gold away from there. Anyway, there's lots going on, and we're going to have a nice war with the lizards. I don't want to go too into detail on it at the moment, but let's just see what happens. So I will see you on the next turn. Thanks for watching. Hello, here's turn number 41. So a lot of messages, including right at the top, we've got research and invocation, so that's up to level 6 now, and a dire portent. So, the Lizardmen, our enemy, who are clearly in the number 1 position at the moment, now have the Eyes of God. So they're going to be able to see everything that takes place everywhere, which is, you know, very cool for the purposes of checking stuff out in a mod game in particular. It's not a very threatening global, but I would quite like to blind the person who's cast that, so maybe we'll use Fate of Oedipus to deal with them at some point. We've summoned up some Pestilence Plague Rats. So they are basically just a giant rat, but they have a bite that can cause a plague that can then spread during the battle. So you can unleash those on kind of expensive armies, and then if they get enough bites in and kind of get that plague spreading, then you can do quite a bit of damage with a fairly cheap and numerous unit. We've got a Spectral Mage that we've summoned up, and another Flame Spirit. And we're probably going to cut back on doing those now because I really have been hurling gems into all of this stuff. Some site searching has found nothing, and then we've picked up some more blood slaves. So then we've got our battle. So of course this was the turn when we have launched our first attack on Lizardmen. So we've got 6 provinces that we're attacking, and then some things getting discovered and attacked. So let's just go through them one by one. So God's Tomb Mountains. We've got a force of clan rats and some night runners. This is just the chieftain with 1 warp-fire thrower and a bunch of weaker infantry to go in at the front. Warp-fire thrower misses, infantry are getting stuck in. So this should be fine as long as the warp-fire thrower doesn't spray fire all over my own troops, which it is now doing. So we're dealing with their province defense, no problem with just our basic troops. But unfortunately, it looks like Izta has slipped a bribe to my warp-fire thrower because he has decided to roast our own forces, and now they're broken. So I think that's the end of that. Let's just fast forward. Yep, and then our guys run. Thanks for that, Warpfire Thrower. Well done. Plenty of kills, I'm sure, but yeah, 9 kills, 9 dead clan rats. Not ideal. So we've definitely lost out on getting one of those. Got a battle in Elderhill. So here we have a little bit more in the way of infantry, including some gutter runners, several mages casting Phoenix power, and then we've got a couple of our Doom wheels as well. And they did have a little bit more province defense here, so it's nice to see our slightly stronger force going after that province defense. So a lot of lightning throwers. Some falling fire from one of our mages has roasted some of our own guys. This is the problem with Skaven, is they'll always hit their own troops a fair amount. And then go our gutter runners to finish them off. And unfortunately we did waste some fire gems on fire elementals, but well, that's life. I forgot to put these guys on conservative gem usage, so they've burned up quite a few gems pointlessly there really. But I could have run into enemy forces, so it's never a terrible idea to be ready to burn some gems on that kind of stuff. I'm kind of surprised that, that gem usage was triggered by such a small enemy force, but I guess they were strong enough. So over here we have another small amount of PD, and they are fighting against Our Censer Bearers led by a Plague Priest. The Plague Priest is set to cast Vermintide twice and then Bless. The Bless is not going to be very relevant by the looks of it, but the Vermintide will be good going in first to absorb some hits. And then the Censer Bearers will come in and they'll just crush these guys. Okay, a Bless was useful there, it did go off. So these guys were blessed. Yeah, they're just going to go through these guys easily enough. So what did we lose there? Nothing. Didn't lose anything there, so that's nice. What did we lose in Elder Hall? 5 Gutter Runners. That's not great to have lost those. They're actually fairly expensive, 18 gold each. Would rather avoid doing that. That's friendly fire mostly. We saw a battle between Tilea and the Ogres. Let's have a quick look at that. It is a Tilean force of mercenaries. It's just a troll shaman and then some of these Betty goblin, size 1 goblins. My money would be extremely on the Ogres here, given that they've got a huge squad of sacreds, so that's very one-sided. Yep, bye-bye Vetties. Pit fighters just chop through them like nobody's business. We have a battle in Surround Forest. This is our big force of capital-only sacreds. We've been building those up for ages. It was nice to roll those out finally, and obviously this is just not very much PD, so that's straightforward. Battle in Villeveros. So Storm Vermin and some Clan Rats, and then quite a lot of weapons teams, including quite a lot of poison, which is not great against the lizards, but against Province Defense it'll work fine. They come bombing down, we hack out the Province Defense. This is going to be another case where, yeah, there's some friendly fire. So completely unnecessary, these weapons teams, just inflicting friendly fire on my guys. And, you know, I'm losing some troops to that. But they are there should I need them. Oh, sorry, that might be the, yeah. Surround Forest. What's that one? Villeveros. A couple of Storm Vermin died. And then we also see that in the Greater Wild we won and we lost a few guys there. That's because here, this is one of their... I guess this is not a blood hunting province. I thought it was, but they don't have any blood slaves this turn, so I'm not quite sure what's happened there. And they've got some of their various priests and things. Yeah, I was not really sure what was going on in this province. But they had a bunch of militia here, which suggests it must have been a blood hunting province. Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, the Vermintide and our barbarians crash in. I don't really care what happens to the barbarians, particularly they're not great, really. I was getting them earlier on to fight Bretonnian knights and things, but they're not necessary for me. The weapons teams are blazing away. Looks like our front line's collapsed, but we still have some of these Vermintide left, and our weapons teams are still firing, still roasting things. They've got in on our weapons teams. Taking a bit of damage there. Oh, one of our waterfire throwers has exploded, causing the other ones to run. That's not great. But we've got lots of animate dead coming out of our plague priests, and so that's going to overwhelm what remains. I think this one was somewhat expensive for us. Some clan rats and Skaven slaves, some barbarians. Lost a chieftain, which is a bit unfortunate, and we lost one of our waterfire thrower teams, and then we did have some stuff retreat. Some of them died. We don't know which. But we took the province, we cleared out some militia, cleared out some skinks and things, and obviously the province defense. Just nice to take care. So out of those 6, we took 5 of them. We took some casualties we really shouldn't have, but oh well, and we lost some gems where we just burned them up. So in Mile Deep, we have lost one of our Warpstone teams. In Erd, we have gained 16 water gems, very nice. In Mapito Cliffs, Barbarian Horde has attacked, killed a bunch of population, and the fact that it's an independent province now has taken over our province defense. Yep, so they've killed off our province defense. There are 39 barbarians, a lord and a chief. And then we've had some things discovered. A scout discovered there, another scout discovered in their capital. So this is interesting. This is how much is patrolling in Relothia, a very big army and lots of mages. That's right next to the Chaos Dwarves, so this was their kind of doom stack. Then we've got in Izta, the province defense picked up a scout, and we picked up a couple of Naggarondi scouts over in the eastern side of our empire. We've got some troops starving in Latian. That's okay, this is just a blood hunting province really, where we must have just had too many rats kicking around. So what are we up to this turn? Well, a lot of stuff is still moving over to get over to where the lizards are. And I am planning attacks on various places. I am moving a lot of stuff into this siege in Elderhill because I would like to quite quickly take that fort, get a storm battle going in there. They may magic move a bunch of stuff in and be very annoying, I'm not sure. The lizards have a good player controlling them, and he has got very good research. He's got excellent economy. He's got tons and tons of stuff. You know, he had loads of stuff over here. This was the big doom stack, so they could easily, this doom stack could move. Let's have a look at the map moves involved. They get back here, that's 16. Yeah, he probably can't get that many things over here, but he has got a doom stack that can move back. Certainly they could be appearing here to guard this fort, which is one of the reasons I don't have these pack masters moving their rats. I'm just going to check where I would like to move those actually. I've decided to send those into Goldtooth Mountains, and what I'm going to do with them is the pack masters can go at the front and be set to stay behind troops, and I will set the rats all the way at the back so that the Eshin gutter runners, which is our main force, have time to run in and attack the province defense. Some Skaven slaves there as well will be on hold attack. That's fine. So these guys will just stay back. I could move them in to give more siege forces here. There's lots of supplies available. Rats take up so many supplies, I'm not very keen on moving the rats in. Maybe I will change this so that we're not taking lots of rats in, but I am taking in these Skaven slaves. So I just do this. No, I don't want those in that siege at all because they'll use up so many. So which one had the Skaven slaves? It's Temkin. I'll just pause it. So those Skaven slaves are now going down here to support this force. I'm leaving some rats behind, and then I'm moving in this Pack Master with some rats here to support this attack over here, support the gutter runners. We are moving a lot of stuff into this province. So we've got Favour of Nurglitch we're using because I think they're going to try and do some Foul Vapors traps against us, and we want to be getting Favour of Nurglitch going off. We've got tons and tons of our Council Guard. Yeah, we've got some Favour of Nurglitch casters spread out here. We've got a Grey Seer who's giving us cover against Mind Hunt, things like that, although they may move stuff into Magic Duel, I'm not sure. There's a lot of stuff that could go wrong, and I'm trying not to overthink it really. I'm trying to just kind of YOLO it a bit and just charge around and have some fun battles, because I think that would be good to watch. And because I'm the author of all of these mods, I feel a bit weird about being like really try hard to try and win this game, because it would be a bit weird if I authored all of these mods and then just won the game. I don't think there's that much likelihood of that happening because I'm not a particularly good player, but also it's a bit more relaxing for me to not be like really overthinking things and going heavily into the scripting and so on. So we are not attacking very many provinces. We're sending in an attack down here, just some sensor bearers and so on, to try and nick this province. We are moving a lot of stuff into defend here. I'm kind of trying to do some traps to take out some Lizardmen stuff at the start. There's some provinces where we're not really defending them, but they're ending up with lots of assassins getting into place so that we can pick off lots of the enemy. I suspect this force may split because they probably don't want to entirely move out of this province because they want to be dealing with the Chaos Dwarfs. They may split going here and here, or maybe here. I have sent a fairly sizable force to attack this province, Runia. You know, that may prove to be a mistake. They may move all of their troops back there because that's a route to getting nearer to protecting their capital. In fact, possibly just because of that and because they've already got some blood hunters here, they may be expecting us to attack that. So maybe I would be better off attacking down here, and I could possibly link that up and get some income. So I think I will move that and just nip down there. And I'll send a scout along with them as well, I think. My province where I had several warlocks and they were casting, you know, fire elementals and things like that. That was, I believe that was here in Elderhill. I'm just going to check my messages to make sure I'm reinforcing those guys. Is Elderhill the one with the warlocks? Yes. So they are reinforced with fire gems should they want them, Sump, Longtail and Throt. Let me have a quick look at their scripts. Okay, I'm not expecting a big fight there, so I've basically told them to cast Phoenix Power and do whatever they want, and they haven't got any gems to waste, so that's fine. We have got various other people ready to cast Fire Elementals. We've got lots of assassins moving around and reinforcing various provinces that might get taken off us. including Nortooth and Ratskit. Maybe I shouldn't move there because I'm planning on defending that province. Maybe I should move to one of these others. I suspect they may patrol there because they may be expecting us to attack on all fronts because that's their capital. In fact, they probably are expecting that. We may be better off moving our forces here, our assassins, into this in case we've got the that would be a relatively sensible move to move a force down this army, and then we could catch them with some assassins as they move across. So I'm just going to send some over there. But yeah, lots of assassin traps, not taking very many provinces, going for this one, going for this one, going for this one, and just seeing what the Lizardmen do. We're going to have to be a little bit kind of reactive, but we are moving a lot of our forces that weren't previously around. We're making a concerted effort for this fort, and we're just kind of reinforcing various provinces to try and trap them, catch them with assassins and so on. I am a bit worried about these raiders because the Chaos Dwarves have been raided quite a bit by these squads of stealthy troops, and they've got some flyers. And they could really cause me a bit of a problem moving around. So one of the things I'm going to do is kind of try and seed provinces with things like mages who are able to do a bit of effective fighting against the enemy, and also going to try and get assassins kind of spread out, ready to, if the enemy takes a province there, hopefully will be a mage or an assassin there. If the assassin's there, he can get the leader after they've taken the province, and then I can swoop the province back. But yeah, just kind of trying to keep my eye out for imagining where these might go. Apparently their method has been very much to sneak move and then attack somewhere, sneak move and then attack somewhere. So I'm not sure that they'll dive directly into any of my provinces. But I've talked to the Chaos Dwarves a bit, but I haven't hugely coordinated with them. So I think they're taking some of these back, but those were originally their territory, and I'm not planning to take any of them. If things start going more wrong with them, then I will move in and take some of those. Over here to deal with the barbarians, I am sending in a load of weapons teams to just fire poison all over them, and then just tons of rats. I am risking one warlock, but it's not a major risk at all. There's a lot of things I could do. I could build a thug because I've got plenty of items and send a thug in to just deal with all those barbarians. But it's possible, because barbarians do hit very hard, that I could screw that up and it could, go very wrong. So I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to send my weapons team since they're there. Back in our capital, we're casting some quite exciting spells. So we're forging some more lifelong protections because we love those. We're forging some fire in a jars because we've been using a lot of fire elementals, and those are useful for those purposes. We've given one of our lifelong protections to one of our flame spirits, so he can be a very strong raider just on his own. And we are casting 2 big summons. We are casting the Sea King's Court because we had tons of water gems. That will give us a force that can go and start taking underwater provinces, which would be nice. I can send them over here and take these Ichtids. We can cast water elementals, full-size ones, and so on. We will also have a water 3 mage that we can stick the water bracelet on and the water robe on, and we'll be up to water 5 then. We are also casting a Troll King's Court, and that's mainly because I find these big summons really fun, but also the Troll King is pretty good at firing off earthquakes and surviving various things, and you get a bunch of trolls that are good like meat shields to use with him. And I just think it's fun, so we're going to get a Troll King off. My god is not attacking anything yet because the provinces I would want them to go after are in enemy dominion, but it is nice to know that I've got the god who can fly out and deal with things, kind of spec defense where necessary. I don't want her flying around too much near Lizardmen territory because there's lots of magic phase stuff they could do to try and kill her, which wouldn't be ideal. But she is still fully kitted out. She's just this turn doing a Troll King rather than anything else. She will also be able to fly to particular points and do an earthquake, which is very useful to be able to do. Just fire off an earthquake because she's got Earth 6. She can happily do a couple of earthquakes and blow some stuff up. Yeah, so we'll see how it all goes, and hopefully next turn I'll have some more fun fights to show you, and we can see what clever things the Lizardmen do against us. Thanks for watching.